All right, bit of a slow start, but we're kicking into it right off the bat, and I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be a grand, fantastic, wonderful series. So get hyped, boys. Get hyped. Getting into it, Lycan taken out of the pool right off the bat. I wholeheartedly agree. That hero is broken as hell. I got a buddy who's just been playing. He's just been trying to grind out as much MMR as possible, so he's played nothing but Skywrath and Lycan for the last like week and a half, and he's like 8 and 9 with Lycan. I think like it's absurd how good that hero is, and I mean especially in pubs because you know you're just not coordinated to deal with a Lycan in a pub game. Anyways, Doom taken out by 3rd Tier Gaming, so they're going to be removing that from the pool. Brewmaster is out as well, so just a lot of popular standard meta heroes. I mean, that's usually what the first stage of bans is here. Not too much to talk about. Nothing special going on. Anyways, I guess I'll take this moment to talk about the teams. We got Artificial Intelligence, who is ranked 1st seed in the entire tournament. They are 12 and 4 right now, 12 wins, 4 losses, and are the 1st place in the NA Steel division. So these guys are definite contenders to head on to the finals, and are definitely looking good heading into this. 3rd Tier Gaming, 3TG, they went 11 and 3. So it sounds like they missed a matchup somewhere because AI has 2 more games played total than them. So looks like 3TG is pretty close behind, but just didn't get a match played or something. So they're pretty close. I mean, we've got a very, very good competition coming out here, and Faceless Void going to be the first pickup after the Razor is banned out by 3TG. So Faceless Void picked up early with the Doom and the Razor banned out. That is you know, that is going to be a scary Void. It doesn't really matter what 3TG picks. It's a pretty safe pick considering that Doom is out of the pool. Doom is one of Void's hardest counters because when he's doomed he can't backtrack, he can't leap or anything of the sort, so it's a really good way to keep him out of a fight. But that said, you can always play against a Void by just shutting him down really hard early, and that's kind of why we've seen a resurgence of the offlane Void, and the fact that you let the Void get shut down by putting him in the offlane, but then you just let him be relevant through chronospheres and whatnot, and the enemy team doesn't have to focus all their... Well, the enemy team kind of has to focus their abilities on shutting him down, and if they go to shut down your safe lane, then he gets farmed anyways, so he kind of just creates interesting choices within a game. Anyways, Tidehunter Mirana picked up by 3rd Tier Gaming here, so the Team Artificial Intelligence going to grab the Skywrath Mage. Now we can see them playing with very standard meta picks right here. I mean, this exact draft right here is pretty much all we saw at TI4 in the finals. So that's kind of how they're going to be running their lineup. 3TG going back probably 3 or 4 weeks before TI when everybody was first picking, first banning Mirana, and the Tidehunter has been very popular as well. So it'll be an interesting clash right now. We'll have to see. Currently, I think Artificial Intelligence has the better brawling lineup. In that mid game where people are just going to be hitting, dropping, throwing whatever they have out and just creating fights all over the map. But 3rd Tier definitely looking a little bit more solid towards their later game team fights, having that Ravage up, having the Moonlight Shadow, and obviously having that mobility and ganks with the Moonlight Shadow as well makes them very strong. So we'll see how it plays out. But there's still many picks to come. We've got a Centaur, an Ember Spirit, a Shadow Demon, and a Viper banned out for the second phase there. So 3TG not wanting to face the Viper. That is a big one. In these kind of early mid brawling lineups, Viper is just a fantastic hero because he's pretty much relevant at all stages in the game. And he's never the strongest hero at any stage of the game, but he's always relevant, which is what makes him a very potent hero. Wraith King going to get picked up by 3TG. I really like this. This could very well be a 4-position Wraith King. Having him play, supporting that Mirana, throwing out the Wraithfire Blast to line up the arrows is a very, very strong combo and can do a lot of damage.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Alright.
Reserve time.
Artificial Intelligence dipping into the reserve time here as they go for their 4th pick, and they grab the Shadow Shaman. So very meta heavy lineup here. Like I said, definitely getting into that set of TI drafts. Trying to think of what else we could see that would really round this out. I'm not sure. But the Skywrath and the Shadow Shaman are always a fantastic combo. Once you hit that level 6, it is just so potent. You can push a tower, and if anybody gets near you, you just Shackle ulti and Shackle and Mystic Flare, and Shit gets ugly. Shit gets ugly. Ancient Apparition, the pickup for 3TG. I really like this. This looks like this is going to be a tri-lane here. This won't be a mid Mirana. I think this is going to be a one-position Mirana with... well, actually, it could be a farming Wraith King with this Mirana support as well. But we'll see how they choose to play it. I think I like the Wraith King Ancient Apparition as a support duo. Roaming around, getting the Wraith Fire Blast into Cold Feet is almost a guaranteed 7-second stun. And then you have all the damage on top of it from both those heroes. Invoker picked up by AI. So I really like this as well. Gives him a lot more versatility, gives him a lot more team fight, and allows him to kind of disengage from these big fights that 3TG is going to be throwing at them. Like I said, the Tidehunter and the Mirana are going to be contributing heavily to late game team fights. And as well, that Wraith King is going to have a lot of... he's probably going to pick up a Blink Dagger at some point through this game, be jumping in on the fights. And Invoker just kind of allows you to mitigate a lot of that. Using Tornado, using Deafening Blast to keep him out of this. This is almost certainly going to be a Quas Wex Invoker, as he can mana burn a lot out of these heroes. I mean, a mana burn on Tidehunter means he can't Ravage, a mana burn on Wraith King means he can't Revive, and Ancient Apparition Mirana not so susceptible to those sorts of things, but you know, they it's still a massive pain in the ass to deal with. Anyways, getting into the last two bans here, we'll see what the teams remove as things they don't want to deal with. I'm trying to think, looks like 3TG is looking towards picking up a mid laner here soon. I think a Puck would actually work with their lineup very well. He beats Invoker in lane and can offer a lot to the team fight in the form of that Dream Coil. So that's something to consider. Clockwork was banned out by 3TG, fearing that off lane from AI. It looks like the Faceless Void is going to be on a safe lane farm with the Skywrath Shadow Shaman. Invoker would be going off to the mid, so the off lane ban was definitely warranted. There's a couple strong off laners still in the pool, but of course, the most popular ones right now, Tidehunter, Doom, and you know, Clockwork and Viper are all taken out right now. So AI looking towards their last ban here. Wonder what they want to take out. Like I said, 3TG looking for a mid laner, and they've got the Invoker, so they just want to ban out something that could possibly beat Invoker. An OD ban might be warranted here. Something. What else? What else could they ban? Well, we'll see. They banned the Tinker. Okay, so that's fair enough. Yeah, Tinker would be very ugly with this lineup. I mean, just teleporting all over the place, throwing the March. March on top of Ravage is a lot of damage, and you know, having that kind of global presence between the Ice Blast and the Tinker teleporting around is very valuable. So they get rid of that. I think that's a very fair call. I think with Tinker's laser, if he shoots that at Faceless Void, it can really mess him up too if he's you know, beating on someone in a chrono, because even if he backtracks the damage, he still gets the mischance. So and then the last pickup here, third tier game, like I said, looking towards picking up a mid laner now. I don't suspect that Mirana will be on mid, and see what they go for. See what they go for. Like I said, there's a lot of options available to them. They're trying to shut down an Invoker. OD is a possibility. I think he would work very well with their lineup. They also have you know, things like a Puck, perhaps even a Storm available to them as well. I think Storm Spirit may fare very well in this, but he is pretty... Actually, no. Storm would be bad. Storm would be a bad idea. Dragonite. Dragonite's going to be the pick. I like that very much. It kind of complements their lineup in the fact that they can fight really, really well in the mid game. They can push a lot of towers and kind of get up in the opponent's face. Third Tier Gaming's you know, game plan right now is basically just going to be to just get up there, just cause a lot of trouble with their 3 strength heroes, just kind of create a front line, and then just siege down towers. And you know, AI is going to have to really, really commit to make a fight happen. They're going to have to jump in with the Chronosphere, get a great Chronosphere, and then have Invoker drop a combo on top of it. Of course, the Serpent Wards on the side. They're just going to have to make team fights happen, because you know, if they try to dodge team fights, if they try to create trades, Third Tier Gaming is going to take the advantage of all of those and just kind of push to win.
Reserve time.
Looking towards Artificial Intelligence draft, like I said, they've got a, you know, their lineup isn't totally geared towards anything. Its main purpose is to get these two ganking once they've secured the lane, and then have the Faceless Void just farming, and of course have the Invoker creating space during the mid game, and then hopefully at that 25 to 30 minute mark they can start just really, really pounding on 3TG and making them really, really pay. So what do they pick for their offlane? What do they pick for their offlane? Like I said, there's a lot of heroes taken out. The Centaur is out, the Doom is out. I wonder. I could even see them picking up something like a Beastmaster, to be honest. I don't know how competent they are with the hero, because he's not very popular, but He complements the Faceless Void well, giving him the extra attack speed, and of course that 4-second stun is very good. Oh, Batrider, that's a great choice. Okay, for some reason I just forgot Batrider existed. So Batrider is in the pool. He's going to get picked up, and I like it. I like it. They have a lot of ability to get pickoffs, a lot of single target abilities. So you know, they're going to be trying to move around the map, cause as much havoc as they can during the early game, and then hopefully that'll sustain them to a point where Faceless Void just outcarries everybody on 3TG, because it's kind of what that hero does. Alright, just waiting for the last player on AI to pick up that Faceless Void, and we will be in the game ready to go. Come on, come on, come on, here we go. You there?
10 seconds remaining.
Oh man, come on. Come on, let's get the Dota.
5 seconds remaining.
I have a friend that does this all the time. Whenever we play Dota, we get into the draft and he's like, oh, I'm gonna go have a smoke. And so he goes outside to smoke and he comes back and we're just waiting there for him. But it looks like that Void has been picked up now, so we are ready to go. Let's introduce the teams. Down on Artificial Intelligence, playing on the Radiant side, we've got Ninja Chinky Winks going to be playing the Faceless Void. That's probably inappropriate, I should be saying that. AI Toby going to be playing that Shadow Shaman. Up in the mid lane, we got Genesis taking the Invoker. On that Skywrath Mage heading towards the bottom lane, we got Nauji. And up on the top lane, playing the Batrider, we have got Otto. Over on the side of 3TG, on an aggressive tri-lane, we've got Mark, Apache Man, and Fortuitous. Oh wait, Fortuitous. I knew that word. That word existed in my brain, but then it disappeared. Anyways, they're going to be running an aggressive tri-lane here, playing on that Mirana, Skeleton King, and the Ancient Apparition. Over in the mid lane, we got Fish playing the Dragon Knight, and up on the solo safe, we got Ben Hameen going to be taking that Tide Hunter. So it'll be 1v1 against the Batrider. I think that's a pretty even lineup. I mean, the Batrider can bully Tide as much as he wants, but Tide is a very durable hero and can kind of just stand his ground and anchor smash as much as possible. But they're looking for kills down here. These guys are looking for action, and I think that AI is conscious of this. I think they are aware that there's probably something going on. They're playing very conservative. They're not going up to check that ward, or check the rune rather. They're not going into their jungle aggressively. They're just going to make their way up the lane as 3 so that they don't get caught out. So I think they're expecting that aggro tri-lane between these 3 heroes, which is a very good call to make. But whether or not they get caught in this little area here is another question entirely. Are they going to go? Mark's moving? Maybe not. No. Okay. Mirana is going to be found out here, and are they going to make some of this? Oh man, they're trapped in the trees. The Skywrath Mage has to come out. That was very poorly coordinated, and Skywrath is going to be the first blood of this game. Shaco goes out on the Wraith King, but it doesn't matter. Mirana gets the kill, and first blood goes to 3TG. Very well set up there, and kind of poor coordination between AI. This little path of trees is so dangerous because a single creep or a single ally can just completely block you in there, and that's exactly what we saw. Shadow Shaman walked into here, and Skywrath couldn't get back out, and so he instantly pathed back around, and the second he was out in this area, he got stunned and popped. So that was the story of that. Really unfortunate for him, but that is going to be how she rolls for now. Anyways, getting into the other 2 lanes, like I said, Batrider and Tide Hunter going to be pretty even. I think Batrider does have the advantage in that matchup just because of Sticky Napalm and the fact that Tide Hunter's not a particularly quick hero. So if Bat gets on top of him with that Firefly, he can start to dish out the damage. But up in the mid lane, we got Invoker versus Dragon Knight. Now this should be a win for the Invoker. However, Dragon Knight is very durable, and if he just kind of keeps spamming out those Fire Breaths and keeping that Dragon Tail leveled up, he will be durable enough to survive it and get a decent amount of farm. So he should be alright. Looks like we have a gank from the Shadow Shaman coming out here. There are no wards on the top half of the river, so he could just walk around without using that smoke, but he does have one just in case. Actually, he's just stacking agents. Alright, so I thought he was going to gank around with that smoke, but not the case here. And it looks like we do have a 1-position Wraith King. It's going to be the Mirana farm, or it's going to be the Mirana roaming with the Ancient Apparition. And I don't like this as much because you really have to rely on hitting that arrow, whereas with the Wraith King, you get that guaranteed stun, and then the cold feet can proc, and you end up with a much more stable ability to gank. Like, these 2 will have wasted a lot of time if the arrow that they throw at this Invoker misses. Meanwhile, we have a move up towards the top lane here, but Skywrath Mage kind of just reveals himself unless the Tidehunter walk away from that. Oh, arrow flies in, and it does land on the Invoker. That is a dead Invoker. There is no way he's escaping that one. He doesn't even have... Yeah, if he had quick enough fingers, like machine quick fingers, he might have been able to Ghost Walk if he had put a point in Wex, but yeah, there was no way he was getting out of that one. 2 kills on the board for 3TG, and the rotation by AI up towards the top lane really results in nothing, and this ward doing its job, and I mean, I think they really could have probably gone for that kill because Tidehunter was up in this area, and if Skywrath had just led up with the concussive shot, he might have been able to make something happen, but not the case. Anyways, now he goes in there, and the Tidehunter does find himself caught out a little bit too far up, and he's just choosing to fight this, but with the Shadow Shaman coming in and the Sunstrike, that is going to be a dead Tidehunter. No way he gets out of that one. Shadow Shaman picks up the kill with the help of the Sunstrike, so very well played by AI, but I think that Tidehunter playing a little bit too far forward, especially knowing that the supports were rotating in. He saw the Skywrath coming in from over here. All he had to do was just back up to here, and he was safe, but gets caught out, and that'll be the first kill on the board for Artificial Intelligence. Got the Mirana and the AA hiding in the trees here, and they're going to find a Batrider. Whether or not they're going to make a kill out of this, we'll see, but he goes into the trees. That would have been a great time for an arrow, but no. He miscalculates the arrow. The Batrider jukes it a little bit, gets out of that completely safe, and like I said, that's a lot of wasted time. I really would have preferred the Wraith King be supporting in this matchup, but anyways, I think they feel the Sunstrike up on the top lane, looking for that Tidehunter. He might get picked off, but the Magic Wand saves him for now. Is this Arcane Bolt going to be enough? One final auto attack popped off the salve of the Tidehunter, and he does survive with just barely 30 HP. He needs to just go back to base. I mean, there's not much else he can do at this point. He can stick around and try to use those 2 tangos, but I really don't think it's worth it. Double damage rune bottle on the Dragon Knight, and he's got the Mirana coming in behind him. So you're gonna look for an arrow, and if they find that arrow, then that is another dead Invoker. But we'll see. We'll see. Got to keep an eye on the Mirana. Arrow gonna fly soon. Mirana not wanting to get up too far, but you really have to know your fog distances at when you're doing something like this, because the creeps only see to about here. Mirana could be all the way up here, but she's sitting way back here trying to land that arrow. So, I mean, just that little bit of extra distance could help you out a ton if you, if you know what you're doing. But it's really hard to tell where you can see. A good measure for all you newer players out here is just if you can see where your creeps see, and then just kind of estimate that number from their creeps. Anyways, Batrider getting jumped on down here. He is crazy durable. That extra armor from the Tranquil Boost really going to work, and he survives all of that and turns it around to try to help out that, or try to finish off that Mirana, but he gets himself too far forward and actually gets picked off as he drops the Mirana down to 25 HP. Ancient Apparition is going to die in that exchange, but I think the AA for the Batrider is a decent trade on the side of 3TG. Both teams should be relatively happy with that. Dragon Knight coming in with that double damage rune, and he has the Dragon Form up now, so he's going to pop that off, and they're going on the Skywrath. Skywrath is dead, and this could be a drop tower as well. A double damage on a Dragon Knight this early in the game with that level 6 can just destroy towers. It'll obliterate them. With that next creep wave, they're going to look to be doing a lot of damage to this tier 1. I mean, it's only at 980, so it may not go down, but it's a very real possibility. That Void being rotated off to face fight against that Tidehunter is really not working out for him. That Anchor Smash is reducing his damage so much that he's actually behind the Tidehunter by 4 CS, and it's just really not working for him. But yeah, anyways, Fortify goes out, but this tower is going to get dropped. I mean, look at how quickly it dies. Look at this health bar. It's going down, and I think they might just try to tank up this tower and drop it. No, they're going to back up for now, wait for the next creep wave. But like taking off as many pot shots as you can there and trying to drop that tower. Actually, maybe not. They didn't want to put it in deny range, so they're going to wait for the next creep wave, and then they're going to go right back in. The Dragon Form is about to wear off. They need to get 1 or 2 more attacks off on it, and then he can go into melee form. He's not applying the poison. There we go. And engagement going to break out under the tower. The tower is in deny range right now, but the Chronosphere catches 2, but it doesn't catch the Wraith King, and he's going to be able to finish off the Batrider. Batrider, the first casualty of this fight. Invoker got the cool snap up on AA, will finish him off. Faceless Void trying to run away. 16 HP to his name right now. Sunstrike not going to catch Dragon Knight as he turns back around to try to fight this up. Does get the tower, but will fall to the Skywrath Mage. And now Wraith King trying to fight this up. Ice Wall used. I absolutely love it. Too many Invokers forget to use Ice Wall, and even though he drops, he uses the spell. I like it. Ice Wall, very good spell. 4-7. I don't even know what the score in that. Oh my god, Arrow gonna find the Skywrath Mage. He is toast for sure. There is a stun on Wraith King, and he's just gonna use it, pop him down, and there he goes. Tugos treads back straight, but that doesn't matter. One more kill drop, so I believe it was the Bat Rider, the Skywrath, and the Invoker exchanged for the Wraith King ultimate, the Dragon Knight, and the Ancient Apparition. I'm not entirely sure. Everyone's death timer is so low at this point, and that engagement was pretty extended, so I can't quite put my finger on who died. But we are looking at 4-8 on the kill totals right now, so 3TG definitely out on top.
Middle tower is
Top 3 farmers in the game, of course, are on 3TG as well, so they're doing very well for themselves. That Void is not getting the farm he needs to be able to really accelerate in this game, and this could be dangerous for him heading into the mid game. Like I talked about in the draft, 3TG is really going to be looking to take advantage of their early game and then push that into the mid and late game, and hopefully just keep that Void from getting to a point where he can trash him in that Chronosphere. Up on the top lane, Bat Rider is going on the Tidehunter, pulls him back with that Firefly up, applying that sticky napalm, and Tide has a Ravage. I don't know if he wants to use it. He does have to try to run away from this, and he still might not get out of this. The Tranquil Boots keeping Bat Rider pretty fast. He's running. Is he going to make it? I don't think so. No, he does not get picked off. But meanwhile, the Skywrath, where did he die? Skywrath was in mid, got popped, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff that could have caught him there. I'm not entirely sure, but perhaps an arrow, perhaps a Wraith Fire Blast. There is a Blink Dagger on that Wraith King, so he is in a position to dish out the damage wherever he can. 4-10 the kill totals right now. Let's take a peek over towards the graphs and see where we're standing. A little bit early for these to really reflect where the game will go in the end, but about a 5k advantage in terms of gold for 3TG and about 4k in terms of XP. Arrow goes out, catches the Faceless Void, and he might get finished off here if he can't. Yeah, he turns around, gets a Chronosphere, which will help his team pick off the rest of them, but he is dead himself. Now the Ancient Apparition trying to run away. He is very dire straits, no mana, no health, and he's going to get picked off by this Bat Rider for sure. Actually, the Skywrath picks up the last hit, but that'll be it.
Take that as you will.
Anyways.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
In the top lane, Tidehunter just pushing this out. He hasn't done a lot of damage to this tower, especially considering the fact that he was solo lane all game. I think he really could have done a lot more with that, but I mean, he's just a Tide. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, man. I don't know. Alright, what are we sitting on for items right now? We've got the Tranquil Boots up on the Bat Rider, we've got Power Treads on the Faceless Void, Midas on the Invoker, the beginnings of a Mechanism on Mirana, Arcane Boots on the Tide, Blink on the Wraith King, and nothing else too interesting to talk about there. Oh man, chat spam. I've never experienced chat spam before. Never enough viewers. Kind of feel honored. It's kind of annoying. Don't know how to feel. I'm conflicted. Silly Twitch TV. Alright. What else do we got going on here? I'm still laughing at the fact that the Tidehunter, even though he was solo save, has the highest CS on the board. The Faceless Void has picked it up quite a bit since then. He's up to just a 7 deficit underneath that Tidehunter. So, anyways, pressure coming in towards the top lane now. We got the Dragon Knight up here, and he's got his ultimate available to him. The Tidehunter is there as well. Let's try to beat down on this tower. And rotations were coming, but instead they find a couple in the river and are going on the Wraith King. Now he does have the Reincarnation to pop off whenever he needs to, and the Ancient Apparition Ice Blast is coming in to dish out the damage. Sunstrike falling in will not catch on that Mirana as she leapt away, but now the Wraith King in the middle of all this, with his team coming to help him out. Invoker's going to drop, and the Chronosphere goes down. Is he going to be able to do anything? No, no. He just leaves. He runs, and Wraithfire Blast catches out the Shadow Shaman. He is toast for sure. There he goes. Wraith King gets a double kill and has a blink available, chasing down the Skywrath Mage, and will throw the stun. There it goes. Will this team be able to follow up? Yeah, they're close enough. I think that's a dead Skywrath. Yep, there he goes. Mark, triple kill. And not done yet. He's going to find that Bat Rider with that blink stun. There it goes, and Bat Rider gets dropped. Fish gets that kill, and they might get a tier 2 top or tier 2 mid here. They did get the tier 1 top with I don't know who is. I think. Oh yeah, I think it was just the Dragon Knight and the Ancient Apparition that were fighting that while everything was going on in the river. Yeah, that Dragon form up, dishing out the damage on this tower. It's going to be fortified, and they're going to have to back away from that for now. But that was a lot of damage that they did, and you know, with a 9-kill advantage, 3TG is looking very, very strong right now. They've got control of the map, they've got aggressive wards up, and they're knocking down these very crucial structures, taking away the vision and the map control from AI. And AI is going to have to work really hard to get their Void back into this. Like I said, the Void is kind of the X factor. If you know, as we go along in this game, if he manages to get farmed and get really strong, he'll be able to you know, he'll be able to create a lot of havoc on this map, and he might even win the game for AI if 3TG takes too long, but they're wasting no time. They're going to fly catch on a Bat Rider. I don't know if it's going to do much, though. The Ice Blast is coming in, and the Tidehunter Blink Ravage. This is going to be 2 kills for sure. There we go. The Tidehunter gets 2, and that will be it. 11 kills up on the side of 3TG right now, and very well played. That Marana arrow led into a lot. I didn't even realize how close that Tidehunter was, but it caused a lot of havoc, my friends. Anyways, pushing in towards the tier 2 tower now. I think they're going to get this one. They have the Dragon Form available, but they won't even need to use it. They're just going to walk in, whack on the tower, and there's nobody really to defend. I mean, AI could run in there right now if they wanted to, but it's just not safe. It's not a good fight to take, and so they're going to let their tier 2 tower drop, and that'll be the first tier 2 to drop this game. Not a single tower down on the side of 3TG. Wraith King goes in, and the the Tidehunter used his blink to get away from that fight. So kind of a messy engagement there. I think if the Tide was able to go back in and you know, slow some people up with the Gush, they could have made something out of that, but I don't know. That was a weird engagement. Heading into the jungle now, they're just going to steal some of these creep camps and then move down towards the tier 2 bottom where Faceless Void is trying to farm. He just really cannot find any space right now. I mean, despite the fact that he's the second highest farmer on the map, all he has is the power treads. And I mean, he's only got the 1 death, but he's been forced to move around a lot and just hasn't spent his time farming as efficiently as possible. I mean, he could easily be at 80 to 90 CS right now if he you know, had free farm, and that's just not the case. Arrow going to fly and doesn't catch right at the very end of the arrow range. And that'll be it. So, pushing into the tier 2 tower now. I don't, like, AI has to go and try to fight this if they want to keep their tier 2 alive. And they do. I mean, they can't afford to drop any more towers. I think the lead is just going to snowball out of control if they don't, and 3TG is going to get really, really far ahead, and there's not going to be much they can do after that point. I mean, I think it's really going to come down to the high ground push here, because I mean these outer towers can only last for so long, especially against a Dragon Knight and you know, this kind of beefy lineup from 3TG. I think the real I think that's really going to be the deciding factor, and Necrobooks would really help in that. I mean, I've seen some Tidehunters go for Necrobooks after Blink Dagger. It would be a great idea just to kind of help them get up and you know, do the damage to the towers that they need to do, because like I said, when they're pushing high ground, if a Void can jump on them and get those Chronos out, it can be really hard to crack a base. Marana's picking up the wards. She's got that mechanism completed now, so making her team a little bit more durable in these fights. Looks like Tide's actually heading straight towards a refresher orb, which is kind of greedy by some standards, but definitely not unwarranted. I mean, if you can get the money, which he definitely does. I mean, highest farm on the map and 2 kills to his name. So, I mean, if he can get that money to get that refresher, then it's good. But generally, I prefer to go for another intelligence item between my Blink Dagger and my refresher. Something along the lines of drums, maybe even a Shiva's Guard if I can afford it, just because it offers you a lot of utility when you need to be spamming your abilities. And, oh man, this Tide blinks out to the Ancients, but they do have vision on him. Bat Rider's chasing him down. They slow him up with a concussive shot, and oh my god, no, he doesn't get lassoed. Pops off the Ravage. Will he be able to walk away? Moonlight Shadow will get him out of that. So the Smoke Gang was wasted, and meanwhile, we've had 3TG beating on Roshan this entire time. Double damage is up as well, and so they are going to get this. There is no question about it. There's no vision from the Radiant side, and that Tidehunter was enough of a distraction to keep him away from the mid. Alright, Roshan goes down. This will probably go to the Dragon Knight, to be honest. I think the Wraith King, I mean, having it on the Wraith King is really obnoxious, but yeah, Dragon Knight's ability to fight and battle in these engagements is really valuable, and the Wraith King, I mean, he's already got his reincarnation, so he doesn't really need to worry about that. It just kind of makes him more pesky if he's got that Aegis. Anyways, they're going for the tier 2 bottom again, and I think that AI is going to have to let this drop. I mean, unless they get a godlike engagement with that Chronosphere and they get that Mystic Flare on top of it, Serpent Wards drop beside it and everything, you know, there's not much that they can really do to hold a 600 health tower. So they're going to back it off. They're going to wait at their base and try to defend a continued push. But I think if I were 3TG right now, I'd say screw it, don't push high ground, just go up to top and get the extra tower gold and then push on a tier 3 from there. That looks like that's what they're going to do. They're all backing away, kind of, yeah. They're out of there, so one tier 2 remains. Not a single tower has dropped on the side of 3TG, and definitely looking to be a very snowbally game. But like I said, that high ground push is really where this game is going to. It's really where the game is going to be decided, because if 3TG really can't crack high ground, if they can't make an engagement happen, you know, traveling up to those tier 3s, then AI can just slowly farm, and yeah, I mean, they have a much scarier late game. I mean, that Bat Rider is so good for those pickoffs. The Faceless Void is one of the hardest carries in the game, and he can just do absolute work if he's in a position to do so. And the Invoker, of course, very strong, very scary in the late game. So, yeah. There we go, rotating up towards the top lane, and they're going to take this tier 2 down. It is sitting at 1300 health, so there's a lot that AI could work with if they want to engage it here, but I think that might be ill-advised. Like I said, the high ground is where they are strongest, so. Tidehunter actually 200 gold away from that refresher now. This tower will get him his refresher, so I think that might be what they need to get up this high ground. I mean, once this tower drops, he'll have the gold, so he'll fly that out to himself, and they can just travel in. And I mean, the second they get that Blink Ravage refresh, you know, it's that could be enough to just end a team fight and cause that tier 3 tower to go completely undefended. There it goes. Yeah, that's a refresher. It's on its way, and they're just going to push up mid. So none of the tier 3 towers have been damaged at all. So there's really no, there's really nothing. I don't even know where I was going. Train of thought derailed, but yeah, I think I meant to say that there's no reason for them to go for the side lanes when they can go up mid, which is a much better battleground for them. A lot more space to work with, and yeah. Anyways, Wraith King blinks right in, very aggressive, and he's looking for blood. And once he scares him off, he's just going to back it up and you know, help his team in pushing. But yeah, there we go. We've got a ward inside the base so they can see for that Blink Ravage, but yeah, they don't have sentries. They don't have sentries. They know it's there, but they don't have sentries. Anyways, Blink stun out on the Bat Rider, and there we go. We have a Blink Ravage, and then refresh Ravage, and that is it. That's the team fight they needed. And the Chronosphere is down, but what is he going to do here? He gets stunned out, and he's just going to get finished off in the next second. There we go. Faceless Void is down, and Skyrath, being such a pussy, really far back, and he survives the fight. But that'll be it. Tier 3 is cracked, base is cracked, and that's going to be it, man. This barracks is definitely going down. The Shadow Shaman's going to spawn. Wait, Shadow Shaman's not even level 5. I've been talking as though he had Serpent Wards this entire time, and he's not even level 6. 20 minutes level. What is he even doing? Skyrath's level 8, but oh man, that is a sad Shadow Shaman. Holy hell! I didn't realize how sad he was. He's got a major case of depression here. Bat Rider coming in, trying to make a valiant effort to defend, but not going to be the case. He actually buys back, and there's 4 available for AI, so they might be able to thwart this push, and they are going to Moonlight Shadow out. I think they could have just turned and kept fighting. They have the mana, they got the health, and they've got the abilities, but well, they're going to back it out, leave the racks exposed, play the safe game, and just wait. This Roshan is, I think this is just a timer to the 8 minutes. I'm not sure what, yeah, this, I think that's it. So we're looking at a 10-minute Roshan, I believe. So, or 10 minutes from the original kill. Sorry, we're looking at about 6 minutes until Roshan gets back up. Faceless Void has finally found himself a Maelstrom, but you know, this might be too little, too late. He's really, really far behind, and he's just not making anything happen with these Chronos. I think every single Chrono that we've seen him throw down this game, he's thrown, walked into, attacked somebody once or twice, and then just backed away. Holy hell, what an ancient stack. That is using the map efficiently, friends. And despite not having a you know, usual flash farmer, this Dragon Knight's going to use his Dragon form and will be clearing out this ancient stack. Actually, holy hell. clears Ancients like a boss. I never really thought of Dragon Knight as one of those, you know, flash farming heroes like a Gyro or a Luna or something, but he's doing work. There he goes. That is so much gold in his pocket. I think he was at just next to 0 right before he started this, and already we see him bringing that gold total up to almost 2K. So, damn. Fish is a rich man. Fish is a rich man. Got that Black King bar up as well. May look to finish that Satanic off right off the bat. I don't even know. He can pretty much do whatever he wants at this point, but I don't play enough Dragon Knight to really know what his build order is. I think Assault Cuirass is yeah, Assault Cuirass is probably relevant. But yeah, here they go. 3TG moving in. I'm just gonna steal Ancients first. Might look to take mid after that when the Dragon form is back up. But right now they're just content farming and doing what they need. Like I said, they're not really playing on a clock anymore because they've shut down this Faceless Void so hard that you know, 5-10 minutes of 5-10 minutes of farming lanes as they push into his base is not going to be a significant threat to 3TG. What's going to be a threat is if they drag this game out to 60 minutes and really can't break racks. But with this Blink Ravage refresh, it's really just, you know, that's it. We saw it in that last team fight. Like I said, once they get that initiation and they cause that team fight, it really doesn't matter how well they siege because they've already taken the whole base. It's, you know, that's it. And then there we go. Blink right onto the Shadow Shaman, and Skyrath takes a lot of, Skyrath, Wraith King takes a lot of damage right off the bat, and the Reincarnation is going to pop. The rest of his team is not quite nearby. The Tidehunter's making his way in, will blink in over the base, and now the Chronosphere goes out. Will they manage to make some of this? They got the Skyrath dishing out that Mystic Flare, but there goes the Ravage, Refresh, Ravage, and there it goes. Double kill from the Tidehunter, and now looking in towards the Skyrath. They're going to finish him off. Batrider running away. I think he might make it out of this. No, he's going to go back in, gets cold feeted up, and the Tidehunter sitting under these tier 4s will probably do it. Yeah, he doesn't have damage, but he's not getting back out of this. Tower damage is going to finish him off. Ancient Apparition and Tidehunter out of the fight for now, and they're actually going to disengage. Stay away from the fight, not finish off those racks with the Serpent Wards up, and I think that's the right call, but still, the fact that they're just choosing to fight under these tier 4s and get in this deep is really causing them a lot of troubles. I mean, AI knows that they can initiate these fights, so they have to stay really far back, and you know, they can just beat out the racks. That's all you need. Either way, what's Mark got delivered to him right now? He's got the he's got a full Mjolnir coming. He's just got to stop at the side shop and pick it up. Dragon Knight kind of pushing up by himself. Decided to go for crits instead of that assault. I guess that's kind of a preference choice, but I think the assault would have functioned a little bit better considering that they have the Wraith King on their lineup, and even the Mirana would contribute to that somewhat. She's gone for a very supporty build with that mechanism and the Ghost Scepter, so she's not really dishing out a lot of physical damage, but of course she could always benefit from that. Wraith King farming up the Ancient series, got that Mjolnir to his name, like I said, and I think 3TG is just going to wait it out until that Roshan spawns. We've only got a couple minutes left, and it'll be up. Tidehunter working towards a Shiva's Guard right now. Actually, I think he's got it. Yeah, the Shivas is flying out to him right now, so that Blink Shivas, or Blink Ravage Shivas, Refresh Ravage Shivas is a huge combo. That's so much damage. I think that's almost 500 burst damage on... Yeah, wait, how much damage does Ravage do? 450 pre-mitigation, and Shivas does 200 pre-mitigation. So you're looking at probably 400 damage per per usage. And they're going to find the Tidehunter at the Ancients, but I mean, he should be able to survive this. He's so beefy, and he's running away. The Moonlight Shadow goes out, but do they have detection? He is dusted up, I think? No. A dust went off, but it didn't hit him. Went too far back. And Roshan respawned right now. And they've got the Helm of the Dominator creep sitting inside the Rosh pit to spot that out, and they know it's up, so they're going to back off, do that Rosh, and then they'll have the Blink Ravage refresh up to push in and get those racks. There we go. Roshan is getting, yeah, Roshan's getting owned. That's all there is to it. And AI, man, what can they do? What can they do? Like I said, that Void really needs to be relevant in these fights, and he needs to make something happen during the course of those Chronospheres, but it just hasn't been happening. And I think something along the lines of what we saw in here is, you know, a good start, getting the Chrono, getting the Mystic Flare, and just letting Invoker do his work. is really going to work for them. But, you know, can they make that happen without having their entire base destroyed is a question. Invoker picks up a Necro Book. This is pretty questionable. A Necro Book is usually picked up as, you know, an item to push your advantage and get those towers down and, you know, cause some split pushing action to happen. But, you know, right now they just can't do that. They're confined to their base, so I'm not sure Necro is the best idea. It's really not going to contribute much, especially when you have all the AoE damage coming out from the Ice Blast and the Tide Hunter abilities. I mean, these creeps are just going to get owned and ignored. There's not really much to do, so I think... you know, I think something like a Yules actually would have been better on that Invoker so that he can really abuse his combo on a single target, kind of keep maybe the Wraith King or the Mirana or somebody out of the fight. Even using that Yules on the Tide Hunter from a long range would be very effective because it does now do damage when you drop them out of the Cyclone, which means that he can't blink. So you basically just cancel out the Tide Hunter blink for, you know, 7 seconds or something. You can initiate a fight in that time. Fortify going to come out, and I think 3TG has learned their lesson. Instead of initiating right off the bat, they're just going to fight up the racks, but oh my god. Yeah, Shadow Shaman comes up to try to defend the racks, and he pays with his pays for it with his life. Tide Hunter goes in, blink, ravage, Shiva's fresh ravage, and Void gets a 5-man chrono, but you're dead, buddy. You're dead. You stayed. Oh man, he doesn't even get the AA. That's a sad Void. That's a very sad Void. And GG well played is called. That's it. So 3TG going to take game 1, and this is a best of 3 series as I mentioned before, so still plenty of time for AI to come back and make this game happen, but I think very well executed draft from 3TG. They definitely knew what their goal was, they knew how to execute it, and they did it to the best of their abilities. They played very, very well, very strongly, and you know, push that advantage. They didn't let the Faceless Void ever get relevant. They, you know, never let the Invoker get very strong. They shut him down quickly, and you know, no one else could really do anything. So, very well played, very well played. We'll be getting the second lobby up here in just a second. Stay tuned. It'll probably only be 3 to 5 minutes until the next game is ready and rolling. So, stay tuned. I'm going to throw up an overlay, and we'll be back in just a few moments. Cheers.